Hello and welcome to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast.
Uh-huh.
The was from our lovely main host, Kaotic.
Our lovely what?
You heard me. You're the main host.
You are the main host. I am the comedic relief assistant.
Everybody comes to hear Kaotic. I have heard this from several people.
Who named the several people? You're a liar.
All of our guests.
Oh, no, you're a liar. I know James's ass would not be like, yeah, Chaotic's the main host. I know Super Mage would not. He'd be like, absolutely the fuck not.
Nah, he's the main one.
No, don't lie. It doesn't look good on you. Don't you dare.
Him and Ruby. Well, Chaotic, would you like to know who our monster is today?
I would.
We are going back to Scotland
Scotland, huh?
for another Scottish monster.
Okay.
So I've seen a couple different ways this guy's name was pronounced. There's a so it's F-A-H or F-A-C-H-A-N, which I've seen pronounced as Fachan or Fachan.
Fachan is what I was thinking.
Fachan is the funner way to say it.
Fachan.
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 Fachan monster.
Fachan.
Have you ever heard of this monster?
I can't say I have.
You say if you did, it'd be very surprising because it's a little obscure. So the Fachan is... I've seen it referred to as a fairy, a dwarf, and a giant. But it's mainly giant. So to give you a description of this monster, picture a cyclops with a giant with an eye in the center of its head. Remove the arms.
Remove the arms? What in the fuck is going on here?
And from the center of its hairy chest, just a hand protruding out.
Okay. Shigaraki, but alright.
So no arms.
I know it's his face.
And of its chest. Yeah. And it's still usable. He grabs things with it. He has a single leg as well.
A single leg.
It is described as a single veiny leg.
Veiny?
Yes.
What the fuck?
And on top of his head is a single tuft of hair.
Okay. Is it like an alfalfa?
Pretty much, it's just like a single, like, straight up tuft of hair.
Okay.
And it is said that this tuft of hair is so stiff that it would be easier to lift the mountain up from the roots than to bend it.
Interesting.
He is also said to wear a girdle made of the skin of deers and roebucks, which I believe roebucks are rabbits.
I love this for us.
In some descriptions of it state that the girdle has a mantle of hard, thick feathers on it.
Interesting. What an image. Is there pictures?
There is.
Fantastic.
I shall send you one in Discord.
Fantastic. I cannot wait.
Then I shall probably post them in our Discord when this is released. Some images depict the Fachan as having an arm with his hand. And some depict him with and without a mouth. Usually he has a mouth.
Usually. So not all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, that is appalling.
It is. Because he was used as mainly like a symbol of fear in the wildlife. It's said to put the fear in almost anybody that comes across it.
Nice.
Like 99% of people.
Interesting. I wonder how they got those statistics.
I just kind of made them up. I imagine it would be a high number in the age.
Yeah.
This monster is just full of hatred as well. There is no good in this monster.
Oh.
He hates everything. It is said that he hates everything so much that he will kill everything and anything alive, whether it's trees, plants, animals.
Oh.
He'll go out of his way to go hunt, like attack farms and orchards.
Mm.
He seems like he really hates orchards.
Yeah. He's really got a thing with trees and groups, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
It might have something to do with his weapon of choice, because he just doesn't go after things bare single handed.
You know, this is giving me Mike Wazowski feels.
That's what Ruby said too.
Like, I know that I'm being biased because it's just because he's got one eye, but like even the body framing is kind of Mike Wazowski-ish.
I mean, Mike has more than one limb.
Yeah, he does.
This is like his cousin.
Yeah, cousin's a good description.
That's Ruby's words. She told me to say.
Cousin's a good comparison.
So there is like two variations of weapons that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, three if you count that one picture from the D&D website I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
So there is an axe for D&D I seen, but in the reading I seen that he likes to have a spiked club, or the more common weapon I seen was that he likes a thick iron flail club.
Okay.
You know what a flail is, right?
Yes.
The stick with a chain ball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his flail has 20 chains on it.
Okay. Not excessive at all.
And instead of an iron ball on the end of each chain, he has 50 apples
50 apples.
per chain.
Did I hear you say that right?
Yes.
Apples.
Apples.
Okay.
He's trying to keep doctors away.
I'm appalled.
So that'd be 50 times 20.
Which is
Too much math to do instantaneously in my head.
Hang on. 50 times what? 50
50, 50
times
apples
20,
times
right?
20 chains. Yes.
1,000.
So what's 1,000 apples? He's swinging around at you. Oh, but these just aren't any apples.
Uh-huh.
Because the Fachan puts a venomous spell on each apples. That might also be why he attacks orchards so much, is to recoup his apples on his weapon.
I didn't consider that he would have to refill his apples. So you're right. That's probably why he does fuck up some orchards.
It does seem odd, though, that he would like to attack everything living, though. If he wants more apples for his weapon, you'd think that he would want to keep like an orchard alive. He was actually, that's all really the information describing him I got.
Mm-hmm.
It is said that there's a couple, like a children's story or fairy tales with him in them in the book of Popular Tales of the West Highlands by John Francis Campbell, which is where a lot of the descriptors come from, and that he translated them from Gaelic. But yeah, would you like to know some of the modern media you can see them in?
Yes.
Well, there are some TikTok videos about them, but more commonly accessible is Final Fantasy III.
Final Fantasy 3, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Except they look different. The Fachans in their
Falcons. Sorry.
in the game
I'm mature.
have 2 arms and 2 legs and are very muscly. Another place, which is another semi-older, it's not really new, is D&D 2E,
Uh-huh.
the Forgotten Realms. Had a Fachan in it, which was
Okay.
a one-armed, one-legged Cyclops, which would be the one I sent you the picture of third.
Uh-huh.
And the other, Last one I could find was John Francis Campbell's Popular Tales of the Western Highland, because you can actually still buy this book.
Interesting.
It's got like 4 volumes, but I'm not sure which volume he's specifically in. And maybe Michael Wazowski if we want to try and consider him one, but I don't really quite think so. Well then, would you like to move on to Mayhem?
Yeah, because I don't know anything else these guys would be in, like, media-wise.
There is not much. It says on all the websites, it lists modern media, many fantasy stories, and fantasy shows. I was like, what fantasy series? What fantasy shows? Does not list anything.
Does not list a thing.
I kept trying to specify. One site, I think it was Wikipedia, said it was in Monster Hunter. I went through Monster Hunter's Wikipedia searching for it. It did not list anything. Monster Hunter is
Nothing.
mainly dragons and beasts, and this is
Mm,
humanoid.
yeah.
If anybody does know of the Monster Hunter Falcon,
Falcon?
send us a picture on Discord and
Tell us about that
or
Falcon.
Twitter or Blue Sky. I don't think you want to see a Falcon.
No, you're right. I do not want to see that act.
Were we describing an act, or were we describing a Falcon in a mean way? The world may never know. So, in modern days, what do you think about these guys?
I don't know. I feel like I'd look at it and fucking think it's Pleakley off of Stitch. I'd be like, what the fuck's going on here, you know? You know who Pleakley is, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's this single-eyed,
Yeah.
yellow.
I don't know that I'd be able to take him seriously.
Is it Pleakley or Pleatley?
Pleakley.
I mean, he could almost pass as well. There's a lot of like one-eyed creatures. There's Plankton. Plankton has 2, but they have 2 limbs though. But this thing's always angry or mean, malevolent. I say malevolent a lot. I think this would be one of the few creatures that would probably be exterminated from the government.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, unfortunately.
Because he is kind of giant.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine he's killable.
Yeah. Got some weak points.
Yeah. If he's swinging 1,000 venomous apples around,
Yeah, he's a bit of a threat.
which is also another point in contention, because he puts a venomous spell on these apples,
Uh-huh.
which venom has to be injected.
Oh, so they're just being bitches.
So do the apples bite you, or do they just have spikes on them?
Right. Ooh. Good point.
They're like needles. Because poison is the one that coats it. If it was...
Weird vibes. Weird flex, but all right.
1,000 tiny apples with mouths.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because if he's swinging that around, destroying crops, and especially on Scotland, which is a smaller area, plus having super... They say even though he has 1 leg, he's super agile.
Yeah.
It's kind of like being chased. If someone's chasing after you on a pogo stick, they're going to catch up.
Oh my god, a pogo stick.
It's about the same.
Seems like an insult.
Have you seen those like professional pogo stickers?
I have.
Be like one of that. Be skill.
I've seen the ones that I saw ones at the Cleveland Cavs game that do like the backflips and stuff.
Ooh.
They're crazy.
You know where he would work?
Where?
IHOP.
Silver, please. How long you been holding that one in?
I just thought of it like 10 seconds ago.
Oh my god, please. Crying. I cannot.
I doubt he can swim very well either.
Yeah.
Just push him into the ocean.
Just shove him.
Mhm.
Watch him drown.
That'd probably be how... If they were around back in the day, that's probably how people got rid of them. Is they lure them to a cliff and then do the well, they can't do the Star Wars AT-AT
Yeah.
trick on them.
No, he
They
only
only have
has
one
one fucking Oh shit. That's hilarious. It's the way you and I came to the realization at the same time.
My plans are flawed.
guys, let's just wrap him up. I mean, I guess it would technically still work if you like tied the wires or like the string to something first and then wrapped him. It would still trip him up like a wire, you know?
Yeah, tripwire.
But
That'd be the
yeah,
best bet.
tying them to themselves is not going to work.
No, no,
There's nothing
not
to
very
tie
well.
to. And then you can turn them into a ball and then they're speedy rolling at you. Like, I don't know about that.
I don't think he would be very good in the school with other living things. So we can't have no Falcon in the school. My joke has been ignored. What do you think?
Like, where would I put him? Or
Yeah,
what do I think of what you think?
both.
Both? I don't know. IHOP can't be beat. And I know that's not a place in the school, but it's kind of where he belongs. I don't know. Like, do we have a self defense against the dark arts? Because I guess he can show us how to flail a fucking flail with poison apples on it.
Yeah, I don't really think we have one of those yet. But would he be the one teaching you or the one being taught against?
Probably taught against. He's like the fucking thing in the closet in Harry Potter that everybody's got to learn how to defend against because it's a fucking menace.
Because the monster in the closet's so super common, they got to teach teenagers how to defeat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense to me if you want to, as like a training tool.
Yeah, I feel like he'd make a good training dummy.
And keep them in the basement with the trolls. Or in the bathroom. There's a troll in the basement.
There's a troll in the dungeon.
Dungeon.
We gotta have
That's right.
dungeons. We're not allowed to have basements.
Never discussed if our building was a castle, but now it makes more sense if it is. He can stay in the dungeons and or roaming the outskirts in the mountains as a guard.
I don't know. I don't know if I trust that as a guard either.
As long as it's a guard that you want to just kill anything and everything that goes into like a restricted area.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like they put Fluffy in the restricted area guard.
That's true. I don't feel like he'd be the same though.
No. I don't think you'd be actually able to do anything if you need to go in there.
I don't know. We got to build an IHOP so he can definitely serve at IHOP.
Single monster IHOP coming up. Be the start of the rest of the food chain. Well, if he's working there, the Jiangshi would have to work there too because he's the hopping vampire.
Ooh, yeah.
And he's undead. He won't be affected by him hating everything alive. IHOP of the dead. That's kind of everything from me that I got about this monster.
Uh-huh.
Do you have anything else to add to?
No, I have no idea who this monster is. I'm gonna be hella never forgetting their name though, because Falcon crazy. And I hope to see more about them in the future and other fantasy things because what a name. What a time.
I guess with that, we shall start wrapping things up. So I'd like to thank our patrons of Ruby, Mondi, and Mage, and
And
any news from Chaotic?
no. We have tournament coming up. We still need some substitutes, so if anybody would like to volunteer to substitute, that would be great. Otherwise, teams are full. Life happens, gets in the way. If anybody wants to join and help us out in any way, that would be great. Other than that, not a whole lot. Trying to get some more streams in this year. Trying to do some more gaming and relaxing. If anybody wants to play anything, please reach out. Other than that, no, I really don't have a whole lot.
This should be out on the 20th. Is that still before the tournament?
Mm-hmm.
As for show news, nothing really too new. So with that, Chaotic with the outro.
Do. Thank you for listening to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. Silver and Chaotic take you into the depth of the lore and discuss how these legends could affect modern-day society. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or almost any podcast service easiest to you. Dive into the depths of chaos with us every Wednesday, bar Silver and Chaotic not missing their scheduling, and consider joining the podcast Discord or Twitter following even more insider looks and even some D&D sessions. If you'd like some extra special inside looks or even want to be a guest on the show, consider helping us via Patreon. Your help makes such a big difference to us both. Until next time, Mythics, you never know what kind of mayhem we might get into.